Hello,
And
welcome
welcome.
to the
Hey,
Armoury Review Show. How's it going, Nassim? You all right?
good.
Yeah, good,
It's
man.
good being a Gooner.
Yeah,
It's
still top of the league.
still top of the
Now,
league for now. Yeah. So I was watching Ian Wright's post match conversations about Saturday, and what's it guy? Is it Don Hutchinson and them? They all talking, and they saying that Arsenal is that good that they shouldn't just be wanting to get that top four. Is give it a go at trying to win the league.
yeah, I think
Give it a
so.
go.
I think that Arteta doesn't want to start talking about it because the moment he
Yeah,
starts talking about it, it's going to be all over the papers, and then it's just almost like you're setting yourself up to fail, really.
yeah.
So it's better being the underdogs, really. And let's face it, you'd be foolish not to back City for the title. But yeah, just to be up there competing at this stage
Yeah,
is great as far as I'm
give it.
concerned.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think it's more give it a go, and for the internal team, but don't let the fans set that expectation of you got to win the league. I think that's when it becomes tough. Just have a go at it. I mean, geez, I don't see us nicking City to the title though.
No, but we're playing great football and we're getting good
Yeah, we are.
results, and long may it
Yeah.
continue. That's what I say.
Yeah, and that's also another thing. It's not fluke results. It's we playing well. I mean, we totally outclassed those lot down the road last week. Liverpool a bit more dodgy, but obviously a total different opponent. But end of the day, we walked away with 3 points.
Another 3 points, yeah.
Happy days.
We'll get into that later on. Right, coming
Yeah,
up, we have an anagram to start with.
yeah.
We'll talk about the weekend results and some predictions, and then we're going to dissect Arsenal Liverpool, which is what we're all here for, really, isn't it? We're also going to take some questions from the audience, where there'll be a prize in it for the best question. Then we're going to have a quick quiz, look ahead to the upcoming fixtures against Bodo and Leeds, and then the predictor game, and then we'll just wrap up with the winner of the question of the show.
Yep.
So, without further ado, oh yeah, actually, before we continue, just in case you don't know about this podcast, Ronnie Armstrong presents the Gunning Truth, which is a bit of a tactical deep dive, isn't it, into the games, into the fixtures, yeah, so check
Yeah,
that out.
it's quite informative. Ronnie goes into not just the football side of things; he looks at other stuff as well. I think he even touches the women's side. So it's very, very much all Arsenal, not just the playing side of things. It's everything else. Awesome. Check it out on the website. You'll get links to his Spotify podcast. Awesome.
Great. So, without further ado, let's get the guests in. We've got a couple of guests tonight. We've got Neil Schwartz. How's it, Neil?
Hi, evening, guys. Evening to everyone out there.
How's it? And we've got George as well. How's it, George?
Hello, lads. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thank
Great
you.
game. Good to have you on.
Yeah.
So, let's get into some of the. Oh no, anagram first.
Oh, anagram.
Yes. Blinks entranced. Come on, George, you're pretty good at the anagrams, aren't you? You got 30 seconds.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I had to go look at the answer. I couldn't get it. I had to go look at the answer.
And why the capitals and then the lowercase?
Yeah. That throws you off, right? Yeah, that's just to confuse you. It throws you off.
There've been so many easy ones that we thought, right, let's confuse them.
Last week's Ray Kennedy, I didn't get. I got to say that was a clever one, man. I like that.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Nice.
Cool.
Any ideas so far, Neil?
No,
nothing. No, not yet.
He's writing the words down. He's gonna put it in the word jumble and put it.
Yeah, no cheating.
I see a Stan. I see STAN. There you go, Stan. Did we have a Stan play for us? No, not Stan Collingwood. No. No.
No.
Anyway,
Okay, let's go through the weekend update.
All right, mate.
Yep.
Think
Right,
about it a
so-
bit more.
We played Bodo
yeah, we
Glimt
played-
earlier in the week. I sort of forget
Yeah.
about that fixture because it's that sort of low-key European fixture. But
Yeah.
convincing win. Did you guys all see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to remember the game.
Only highlights. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I was pretty bored.
It was boring.
Yeah.
It was boring.
It wasn't the best
Yeah.
game in the world. I don't think we. Well, first half we pretty dominated, but beginning of the second half, they really came at us and got us on the back foot. I was surprised that they didn't score really. Then we changed things around quite early on in the second half and brought on a few first team players, and then got back to controlling the game again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised though. And I was surprised that Xhaka, Gabriel, Martinelli started. I thought he will go full on second team, and then he brought on Saka and a few other first team players. It's like, please, no injuries going into the Liverpool game.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got someone solved the anagram already.
No way.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
That was
has.
quick. A Google job.
Yeah. I don't know. Mel. I think Mel might have done Neil's.
Mr. Bentner. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
The Lord Ventnor. Yes.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nicholas Bentner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done,
Mel.
Mal.
They need to get harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get really
going to
hard,
make it
Nick.
more difficult.
I've players from the 1930s. I might get them. That's my era.
Definitely, yeah.
So, looking at that European League table, I mean, it's pretty early days. I mean, Zurich looked poor, didn't they? Bodo Glimt looked not great. The PSV look even remotely. Did the PSV, do you think, look threatening at all?
I don't know what
No.
we should come out of this group unscathed, really.
You would hope so. Yeah, even with the reserve players, you would think.
Yeah, even with the reserve players.
But it's been a good opportunity, though, the Europa League, I think, to showcase a few of those players. Give Eddie a bit of game time. Give Marquinhos a bit of a go. I didn't think Marquinhos was particularly good in that game. Don't know what you guys thought. But,
I can't remember the game for the life of me.
It's
I can't even
interesting,
remember
like-
who scored.
In the lead up to this game, because I only watched the highlights, so lead up to do the show, I asked people who'd watched the game to tell me about it, and every single person said, "I've forgotten it already." It's like, I missed too much.
I don't know Kit just scored the first and he
it
just
really
scored the third.
wasn't that exciting. I think my lad went after about 20 minutes. My lad walked away from the TV and played FIFA instead. It was quite disappointed, really. But
Don't blame me.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, one thing though is I'm surprised how many first team players were playing. Like when I saw who played, like Xhaka came, and then all the players that came on, Jesus,
Saka as well.
Saka as well. So Odegaard.
About
So,
60 minutes as well. It was early when they came on. Yeah.
So I was worried about Liverpool, but didn't seem to be a problem. But you never know in the future that could be an issue. But
Yeah, we could do without injuries to those key players, to be honest.
I guess that's enough of Europa League. Clearly, nobody's interested in it.
We've got another one coming up on Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, against the same team.
Yeah.
Next 3 Thursdays we on.
Yeah. Results. Anybody other than the Arsenal Liverpool game? Did anyone watch any of the other fixtures?
I saw a bit of West Ham Fulham. I thought was good.
Yeah.
West Ham seems to be back to their normal selves. I didn't see Willian playing. Like you said, Alex, the last time I was on the show, he's had his one good game now. We're never going to see him again, are we? I thought West Ham were good.
That's it. So West Ham back to winning ways again, aren't they? Moyes obviously has COVID again, so that's back to be the only excuse.
I thought we were going to wake up to news of Brendan Rodgers being sacked. Clearly, that's not
Yeah.
going to happen.
When will he
I
get?
don't know when they're going. I don't know when they're going to sack him, eh?
Does he have some compromising images of the owners or something?
I have no idea.
I mean, to go through that run of results, and I mean to get beaten by
Yeah.
Bournemouth as well.
Oh,
Then Bournemouth, since they got rid of Scott Cardigan, they seem to be doing all right.
Yeah, no, definitely.
okay. Checking this comment from Riza here. Do you think this will happen?
No,
Do you think Liverpool
No,
will ever
no,
declare the club?
they won't sack him. Bob.
No.
Klopp's going through his seventh season demise, isn't he, at the moment? Didn't he go for? Wasn't it his seventh season at Dortmund as well, where he started to go down the pan a little bit?
It's normal, man. I mean, it's been so good for them. And Liverpool fans, to be fair to them, they're quite loyal. I mean, they can see through that. They're not Chelsea fans, you know what I mean? So I think he'll be there next season for sure. And I hope he is. Otherwise, it's bad for football in general.
Yeah.
No, it's just a slump, man. I mean, they look with them as big as they are. They can't also compete with the City money. I think City is always going to be up there for as long as Pep and that owners are there. So
sometimes it's difficult to transition as well when you lose a key player or two.
Yeah.
Difficult to bring in players and keep things fresh as well with the tactics as well. So also confidence is a bit of a thing. I think confidence is a big thing for Trent at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, he's
Shocked.
He's not playing well at the moment, eh? Jeez. And he's good. He's probably one of the best right backs in the league. Just going through a slump. I mean, it is what it is. Henderson is aging. Salah is also. I think he's also coming
Salah's
close to that.
Salah's done an Aubameyang. He's taken the contract and now he's just buggered off, isn't he?
Yeah. Now they know how it feels.
Yeah, all good.
Other fixtures at the weekend. Newcastle absolutely battered Brentford, didn't they? And I'll tell you what, although Newcastle have drawn a few games, I think they've drawn 3 or 4 games, they've also been up against some really tough teams, and they've only lost 1, haven't they? So, do you guys reckon they might start coming good, or do you think they've already started to come good?
I think Brentford isn't just one result against Brentford at home doesn't say too much. But I mean, I did watch the highlights and they do look good, and I'm worried about them and also resurgent Chelsea as well now under Potter. So I think that there's those 2 teams to watch, coming up behind us. I think they're going to cause us trouble. Especially Chelsea. I think they're going to be there or thereabouts when they come into the season. Yeah.
Potter seems to have a habit of getting results against us as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, that he does. Yeah, that he does.
Even with a Brighton team. Did anyone see the Spurs Brighton game? I don't suppose anyone goes out and actually wants to watch Spurs, do they? Really? But do you guys reckon that Spurs? That Brighton's run of form's coming to an end now that Potter's gone?
Yeah, probably. I think they'll go down to mid-table. Yeah, I think it was the main drive behind them. I think the organisation of that team was great when he was there. Yeah. Seeing it from there.
So I watched like 15 minutes of that game, and Spurs, there's nothing exciting about them, and not being biased here, trying to be as neutral as I can. They don't look all that good. And you're right, Brighton's going to struggle now that Potter's gone. I think he was the main man, getting them going, grinding the results. So it's just unfortunate for them.
Yeah. Were we worried about Man United? Getting results. Are they grinding out results?
I think they are, but I think they just. I mean, against Man City, they just really exposed the fact that the middle of the pitch. One thing that I picked up was that they had Eriksen in the middle of the pitch running the whole thing. It's like us having Martin Odegaard just literally in the middle. That's it on his own. Yeah. And I think until they sort out the middle of the pitch, they're going to be a mess. I think they're going to be.
But they left Casemiro on the bench against Man City, which was, I don't know, it was a stupid move though. You buy the guy for 60, 70 million, and you put him on the bench. I mean, he's got the experience in these big games, and he's sitting on the bench. They were asking for trouble.
You think? Do you think that was disruptive to the team? Like, and he's looking for the future, though, isn't he, Neil? Or
Who's
not?
this? I don't care about Man United, so
No.
it's all right.
You're talking about Ronaldo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ronaldo killed that team. To be honest, I think he killed Ole's. I think that transfer probably cost Ole his job. I think he's disrupted the team, disrupted the atmosphere, the whole rebuild that Ole was going for. Because let's face it, those players were actually playing pretty well under Ole before Ronaldo came along.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think they weren't that terrible. I think they kind of believed in him, in Ole, and where he was going. I mean, he got him to a Europa League final. Okay, they didn't win it, but you know, got him back into the Champions League, didn't he? So they weren't terrible. Was Ole the right man? I don't know, but as soon as Ronaldo came, that was it, wasn't it? Everyone seemed to down tools. I suppose that's when you've got someone that's on £600,000 a week or something, or whatever it is, on 650 a week, and you're on 100 grand a week or something like that, and that guy on 600 grand a week is not performing, or you have a good game, but I don't know, that huge disparity between the wages, that in itself is going to cause a big disruption.
Look, I think I'm going to try and be objective. Sorry to jump in, Alex, but I think with Ronaldo, he got to stand back a bit. He is a good player, like a lot of my, people have seen him live and stuff. He is a great player. I think he comes in for a lot of slack. I mean, he's hard working as well a lot of the time. I just think it's just because of the size of who he is and what he brings. I think that's the problem. He's like everything that comes along with him. I think that's his goals kept them up literally kept them afloat last year. You know what I mean? So I think what happens is he comes in and he becomes a focal point because, like you say, the money and stuff. But it's not his fault per se. It's not something he's doing wrong. It's just the team around him isn't big enough. He's got all these little players and he should be playing for the big boys. But given his age now, I think he's going to struggle. Where's he going to go?
I think that's just another thing we forget. He's 37 years old. I mean,
he's amazing. I mean, I'll give him that. I'm sorry, but I've got to give him. He is a great player. But I just think he's at the wrong place, wrong team. He's got all these.
Yeah. Anyway, and
what else? What other fixtures?
Predictions,
Oh yeah, Palace beat Leeds
Palace.
yesterday, didn't they? No one likes Leeds, so long may they.
We don't care about Leeds.
Nice, continue.
You're going to see my prediction for the Leeds game. It's coming. I'm going to give the graphics team a heart attack. Okay, let's go
So moving on. Looking at the table. Oh no, so the predictions.
Brandon
got it right. Yeah, well done, Brandon. Yeah,
well done. And league table looks pretty.
That was great. I'll take that.
And do you know what?
Top four.
I think this is okay. This is not how it's going to end. Just swap us in City, and I think that's how it's going to end.
No, don't say that. Let's just believe a little bit.
Nah,
agree. I want to see, man. Tempting fate.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Spurs finish at around about Europa Conference League position. The ultimate poison chalice.
Yeah, so I think Liverpool is fighting for top four right now. I don't think they too far off. There's no way City's going to drop 13 points on them. Or even us. I don't see us letting them catch us in 14 points.
No.
I don't.
Should Haaland be banned from football?
Yes.
Being a robot.
For being a robot.
Yeah.
But somebody said it. So, and I also said, if you can stop the supply line to Haaland doesn't make goals. He's that opportunist. So if you can stop the supply to him, which is difficult, there's no easy feat, but if you can do that, and possible.
Problem is
I think-
when you Man City is just full of supply guys, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
It's like
That's the problem.
Right.
And then you sit with the other problem. You're stopping the supply line, but
Yeah.
Foden can score. The
yeah,
can
that's
score.
it. You man Mark
Cancelo,
Haaland and,
yeah,
and
Cancelo
you just
can
let everyone
score.
else in. I mean,
Yeah. So yeah, they.
I think speaking like Foden, just bringing up Foden, I think he's a very, because of Haaland, no one's speaking about Foden. He's having a great season, man. He's a great player. I think we'll see it for the World Cup probably. And I think he's one to watch, and like we got to really watch out for him as much as Haaland as well when we play them. So yeah,
yeah,
But things look
it
good.
will be tough.
Look, we gave them a run at our place last season, and that was with a crappy team. We should have won that game last year.
No, I wouldn't say
at
it
the
was with a
Emirates.
crappy team, to be honest. It was quite similar to what we've already got. There's not too many changes really. I mean, we've got Jesus instead of who did we play? Lacazette. Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a big bonus, but and it's Saliba as well at centre back. But yeah, I mean we did play really really well with the team that we had. We were just unlucky, really. But now they've got Haaland, so it's going to be interesting.
Good test for Saliba. Very good test for Saliba, and we can really see where he's at. Oh yeah. On to the Liverpool game.
Yeah. Has the graphics team gone to sleep?
Yeah.
Saw that speaking of Leeds. That bottom three though. Just go back to that bottom three. Can anyone see those three going down? I can see all three of those going down at the moment.
I think Nottingham Forest now, especially after losing to Leicester. I mean, I think Leicester City are just a mess. Just going back to what you're saying about why Brandon Rodgers doesn't get sacked. I mean, it's also, I think it comes from the top. I mean, they didn't buy anyone in summer either. They've got I think they're just directionless at the moment. So I think they're going to go down. Wolves are looking pretty bad. So I think those three are looking, unless there's been a big change, I think there'll be those three coming.
Yeah, but look at, if Forest wins the game, then they are 17, sorry. They got a game in hand there. Oh, they're playing tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, Forest playing tonight, yeah.
Yeah, so if they win, they 7 points. Okay, they'll be 18th if they win.
Do you think they'll win though against Villa? I don't know. I don't think.
I don't know.
They're
at home.
Yeah, the home games are big for them now.
I was going to say, so that policy of buying up half of the city didn't work out for them, did it? Because they bought like 30 players, didn't they?
It is just reckless, though. It's just, I don't know. You don't see the logic behind that.
Right, let's get on to the Liverpool game, shall we? Looking at that lineup, who thought that Tomiyasu was going to start as left back? Anyone?
Nope.
Who saw that
I
one
was
coming?
shocked.
Made sense though, when you're dealing with a winger that's going to cut inside all the time.
But it's only because Zinchenko was injured, though, isn't it?
Well, you could have played.
Tierney,
Yeah, we had a natural left back there, so it's a strange one. I was like,
do you think that's because he played in Europa midweek? Do you think it's because he played in midweek, so he was resting KT? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It worked out all right though. I mean, he had Salah in his pocket pretty much the whole game. To be honest, every aerial duel he won. Yeah, I thought he put in a really good shift there, especially seeing as he's not a left back anyway. Did anyone think he had a poor game?
No, can I just sorry, man. Just make one thing I noticed about that is it made me realise how good Arteta is by bringing in Zinchenko and White, especially because what happens is I've realised that Tommy and KT. Last season we thought these guys are great; they're going to make the team this year for sure. So I was a bit puzzled when they didn't make it, but they moved forward quite a lot. So there's a few times that Salah was on his own, he was exposed. Tommy was exposed at the back, and Xhaka has to come back and cover, which means then he can't go play the attacking midfield role. So I think I understand now why he brought in White and Zinchenko, because they sit further back and they allow the middle players to go forward and do their thing, sort of thing. So it does make sense to me now, because I was puzzled why he'd done that originally. So yeah.
Do you think Zinchenko sits further back? I thought he bumped forward quite a lot. especially
But
in
he does his
midfield.
defensive duties. He does his defensive duties more than Tommy. Tommy,
Yeah.
Salah is rubbish right now, but so there was quite a few times when he was like on his own, and Tommy was running back to get him, and Xhaka had to cover.
Yeah,
I noticed.
yeah. I did see that. Yeah, there was a couple of times I thought, where is he? But I guess Salah coming off after, what was it, about 60 minutes or so? It was 65 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, he did come off.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a lot of joy, did he? But then Salah all season has been poor, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So contract curse.
Do you think Mane as well? Like losing Mane, I think has been big for them as well. I think more than they admit.
I think so. Yeah. I think he. But has him going been that much of a thing for them? I mean, Diaz is pretty good. He's a great player. I don't know what's missing from them at the moment.
One thing I've noticed is their midfield. I've seen them twice now. I think when they lost to Man U, and Henderson is getting old. You really notice now how old he's getting. He's not covering because the Klopp teams of old were closing down. They're all over us all the time.
Yeah.
Now I couldn't believe how much space they're giving us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole game.
Yeah.
So
They lost something there. Yes.
It was almost
No,
like
I said-
what midfield? Yeah. They also played Jota as in a cam role, didn't they, last night?
Yeah.
Which was a bit odd. I don't think he really suits that position, really. And maybe that was a key factor in why they just didn't seem to be, like you say, closing down much at all. We had a lot of joy. We had a lot of space in the middle of the park. Who was your man of the match?
It's hard though. I just think as a unit we're playing really, really well, and this game against Liverpool, I just think I can't say though. We're just playing well. Everyone is putting the shift in.
I'd have to
say
agree.
Saka, but I don't know. I can't say. Even in the game against Spurs, you had Xhaka, Saliba. Who else? There was like 3 or 4 guys that deserve that man of the match though. So for me to say the man of the match against Liverpool, I cannot. We're just playing well as a unit, which is a good thing.
I was watching the game. I was thinking Martinelli. He got it at the end, but I think he caused trouble down that left hand there.
He does go quiet sometimes in the game, but he does press, and he did have. The game against Brentford, I remembered he missed the first chance in the first minute. And I said, if he just takes the chances, which he did now on Saturday. Sunday, sorry. In the first minute, he took the chance and we scored. Yeah. And it gets the momentum going eventually. And you want that first goal.
Yeah.
But I think Martinelli there's still another level to him. He can still pick it up, though. There's still more from him.
Yeah, I don't think he's been as clinical as he could be or should be, really. It's great. It's good that he has started scoring again. But sometimes I think he needs to take his chances more. Yeah, that's my opinion of him. But sometimes the end product's not great from him. But yeah, it's great to see him on the score sheet. I think, the same fixture last season, he absolutely destroyed Trent Alexander-Arnold. I mean, I know we lost 2-0, but he was all over Trent. And Trent's already having a nightmare this season. So, the night before going into that game, he must have not slept at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Or was the man of the match Michael Oliver?
They said I saw someone say VAR was the
VAR. But Michael Oliver, to be honest, I think that Liverpool got away with a hell of a lot in that game. I don't know if you guys did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now. Yeah, I know we had the obvious ones: the penalty, the handball, and what's the other one? There was another one, I think.
No.
But there's a lot of fouls that they got away with from where I was sitting anyway. I mean, I don't have the advantage of TV replays in the ground, and then when you watch the highlights, you don't see a lot of the incidents. But I mean, it looked like they were getting away with a hell of a lot of stuff during that game until the penalty incident, and I suppose Was Gabriel's was it a handball? Should it have been a penalty for them?
It was ball to hand more than hand to ball, so I thought
Yeah,
it was,
but
wasn't a penalty.
Look,
That's
in
a
all
penalty
honesty,
for me.
I've seen them given before,
Yeah.
I think
very
it was a penalty,
harshly,
yeah.
but
If that was us, we would have been saying it would have been a penalty. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
It's harsh,
So,
harsh when it's given against you, and
yeah.
yeah.
for me, it was a penalty. Yeah.
Thank God you weren't on VAR then.
They said he was too close. I mean, he couldn't pull away in time. But yeah, look where his hands were. Penalty for me. You know, if it wasn't given to Arsenal, I would have been upset.
What's the rule, isn't it? You can't
He
have
could
your
have-
hands by his side, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, but you see
It's
the
about
way
the
he was
natural
running
position,
as well.
isn't it?
He was
'Cause
running
he
on the
sort of
side, so
failed.
yeah.
Yeah, he
So
flaps
it's
his arms
typical.
around a little bit anyway. Does Gabriel?
I've seen
Okay.
comments. Sorry, I just want to say that Rez has brought it up, and I just want to say, Rez, exactly what you said. I've been saying this morning. Gabriel is looking a bit sloppy. Ashraf said it as well, and I was gonna. For me, like he gets to also big games, he gets really emotional. Like, and I think, and like he makes me nervous at the moment. I've got to say, like what Reza was saying is exactly what I was saying. It's like maybe it's time to put White in the middle, put Tierney on, and then even though like you can have two CBs with right first with Saliba and White, because I'm getting a bit worried about Gabriel. He's making quite a few mistakes, and I was actually nervous most of the game. But there's different people, different opinions about that. But that's what I picked up.
Yeah, I agree with you. One thing about Ben White though, he's not great in the air, is he? Gabriel is very, very good in the air. I think Ben White would lose a lot of headers as a centre back, especially corners. I think we'd suffer from corners.
Some games it will work and some won't. You have to pick your teams who you're going to play. I mean, do you think Ben White can mark Haaland?
Can anyone mark Haaland?
Yeah, I forget Haaland, but yeah. No, I get your point about the corners, But I don't want to be too hard on Gabriel as well because he's been great. I think it's a short term thing, But I just think we've got to be. I think he might need to be rested a bit, and especially in the big games, he gets really emotional, and I get worried about him. He's like, Gabriel's a new Xhaka. You get every time he gets near the ball, I get a bit like he's going to give a foul or something or do something.
Is that one player you think if we made it to Champions League, is that one position, one player you would want to swap? Get someone else in.
What do you mean replacing Xhaka?
Yeah, would you replace Gabriel? Let's say we made Champions League next year. Do you think he's good enough for Champions League?
I hope we can see for ourselves one day soon. I think he can do it. But regardless, if we make Champions League, we need a lot of players. I mean, we're going to be playing against tough oppositions, and our squad is quite thin as well. And you're gonna see the players that might leave the end of the season as well. You can't say though. But if these guys make Champions League, they deserve to play Champions League next year. Every single one of them.
Okay.
A quick question on the penalty then. Was that soft? Should it have been a penalty?
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Let's jump to the audience questions because there's a question about that. Sorry, Alex.
Okay.
There's a question about it. Let's jump to the audience questions, and we've got a few. Just take that away. So first one is from the graphics team. Is there no interest in winning the Euro?
There is. I watch the games. I might be the only person, but
I only watch it in the semi-final. That's it.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to the knockout stages, it will be more because these are all crappy teams we're playing, and it's no fun.
I wouldn't say PSV is a crappy team.
Yeah.
I think and if we were playing PSV in the quarterfinals or the semi-finals, I would actually not sell my tickets and go and see that. And yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
It's just the group stages. I've sold all my tickets for the group stage matches because I don't, give someone else a chance to go and see them. I'm not that fussed about them. I'll watch it on the TV.
Okay, question from Riza. Gabriel is making mistakes all season, and we got punished when he misjudged the ball for Liverpool's first goal. Is it time we bring Bren White next to Saliba and play Tommy at right back, even though they're both right-footed? I mean, Tommy is right-footed and he played left back. So do we bench Gabriel and let Ben White play in the middle?
For me, no.
Yeah. For me, no as well. I mean, I don't know who said that last week. It's not broken. So keep it as it is. You know what I'm saying?
I think
I do get the concerns, though. Yeah, go on, George.
Yeah, no, I agree with Alex. I mean, we've discussed it already, but I think keep it for now. I think you're right. I mean, it's too much of a risk putting White in there for corners, and also they're both right-footed in the middle. But I think we've got to keep an eye on Gabriel because he is making more and more mistakes. He's a bit sloppy. Maybe he just needs a good talking to, like someone said as well.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna skip that one. To the panel, do you guys think the penalty awarded to us was a bit soft?
Yeah.
I don't care. There was contact, a penalty.
Yeah, it's soft, isn't it? But you go.
Soft, but-
It's one of those things where if the ref awards it, it's got to be clear and obvious for it to get rescinded, doesn't it? So it wasn't clear and obvious to me that once it's been awarded that it's not a penalty. So it's got to be given. But should he have given it in the first place? Well, I don't know. From where I was sitting, I thought it was a penalty, but that's quite far away.
Yeah.
Well, in honestly, on TV, I didn't expect him to give a penalty. I mean, I wasn't even shouting penalty.
I was. From my angle, it looked like a penalty, but
it was a reckless challenge. You shouldn't tackle a player like it in the box, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the ball's coming to him, he's gonna get it, and there was a player in front of him, so you could have left him, and the defender would have gotten it. So it's a reckless challenge. There is contact, and I'll take that penalty any day.
And the other thing, like the way I looked at it as well, is take it outside of the box. Anywhere else on the field, you're going to give a free kick for it. Either way, so yeah, soft, but yeah, penalty.
We'll take it.
We'll take it. I'll leave Warden's question for last, and I will give you one from the graphics team. Were we good or were Liverpool bad?
Good question, Morgan.
Yeah.
I think that we don't discuss it. Like, everyone's talking now about like winning the league. I thought Liverpool were terrible, by the way. And I thought there was periods of the game where like it seems to be like our MO, where we have a great first 20. We've been doing it for 10 years, over a decade. It's like we're great first 20, and then it doesn't matter who we're playing, be it bad Liverpool, Fulham, we let them back into the game. And I think it doesn't. And I think I don't know what that is. I mean, it must be psychological because we just sit back and then let the team in. And I think we had a pretty not a great first half. Look, I'm not trying to put a downer on the great win, but I also think that we've got to take it in context. I don't think we played that well. And that, we're trying to find a man of the match. We weren't really sure because no one really had a great game, And I think. Yeah,
No, but we played well. We played well as a team, though. So thinking who is the man of the match, we played well as a team. I think we played good against Spurs. We played good. We're looking better than previous years. And I don't care if Liverpool is bad or not. I mean, what about the times when we played Liverpool or any other team and we weren't that great? Then they would say, "Oh, Liverpool is great" or "Man United is great." When we were shit. So we're playing much better than previous season. So
all I'm saying is I think teams like Chelsea and Man City will tell us more about where we are than playing the Liverpool team, because this Liverpool team, especially at home, was awful.
Yeah, they're on the ropes, aren't they? At the moment,
surprisingly so.
Okay,
I think we played well, certainly in periods of the second half.
Yeah.
But Liverpool, actually, to give them a little bits of credit, they did actually. Well, they got 2 goals for a start. And one of them was pretty much a half chance, and they sort of the first goal came after a period of quite intense pressure from Liverpool, and they were passing the ball around a hell of a lot, and we weren't pressing them very much. Going back to what you were saying, George, about we pressed for like the first 20 minutes and then we sit back. Do you think that has anything to do with the fact that they're all a bit knackered after 20 minutes with pressing too much, because you
Mm.
can't press for 45 minutes solid, can you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you think they've been told to maybe just take your foot off the gas after like 20 minutes and sit back and take it and go a bit more defensive? Because
Even
we
the
are
Spurs game
pretty
was
good
similar.
defensive.
But I think they're sitting back and taking control of the game, like other big teams do, and there's letting the other team into it, which we seem to do. We let them control the game, we go at it, and then but it's just saying what you're saying, Alex. I think also a lot of our players, the ones that were quiet today, like Martin and Xhaka, played midweek as well. You know what I mean? So I think there's also the Thursday night Europas that are gonna affect our team as well, maybe.
Okay, last question from Warren. Easy one. Can we win? Can we win the league? Is it possible
Sure,
that
we
we
can.
win the league?
Well,
Not will
if
we?
we-
Can we?
Well, if we keep playing the way we're playing, and I don't know, I think the big talking or biggest factor now is how our players gonna come back from the World Cup, and are we gonna buy? Where are we gonna strengthen in January?
Yeah.
And yeah.
What's more
Can I say
worrying is
what
the
does
fact that
what-
Haaland's not even going to the World Cup, is he? So he's going to
But
be
even-
nice and fresh, and everyone's
Is
going to be
Salah's
knackered.
not going as well, right?
So
Salah's
he's
not
going to
going
get
as well,
about
I think.
80 goals. What's that? So
Salah's also not going, I
Salah's-
think. Egypt.
yeah, he needs a break anyway, doesn't he? But,
Yeah,
Can
so
I say, there's 2 points in that game when Ramsdale was injured and Turner started warming up, and then when Jesus was on his front.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, "That's it, right? It's been good, it's been great being at the top of the league." Well, I can do Europa next year. So I think there's 3 players. I think there's Partey, Ramsdale, and Jesus. If any of them get injured, I think we're going to see a dip in form, And I think that's why I think in terms of winning the league, we've got to stop that talk, because people are going to get really annoyed come January when one of these is injured, and then we have a bad run, sort of thing. I think
that reminds me actually, Matt Turner. He had a good game against Bodo, I think, and he made it. He did make a really good
Yeah,
game.
he did have a good game. Come to think about it, he did have a good game.
Because I remember we were all slating him, thinking it was Runnison Part 2, maybe. And then, I thought he had a pretty good game, and he kept a clean sheet. So, whether I'd have liked to have seen him play against Liverpool. No,
I was going to say one thing against Bodo, another thing against Liverpool. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But even Jesus, I mean, what happened to him? He just collapsed, and I was thinking, what's happening here?
His nose.
Yeah, they hit him.
Yeah, just the Greek guy, Tsipas was his name.
Yeah, Chipikas,
Chipikas.
Did you think that was on purpose?
Nah, it was a mistake. No.
Okay, we've got one more question here that just came in. Do you guys think we're going to strengthen in January?
No.
Do you think we are?
We're Arsenal. Of course not.
Okay. Do you think we should? Okay.
What position would you, if you had to one position to fill in January, which one would it be? Yeah.
One.
Striker for me.
A striker.
I want the striker, yeah.
Well, we've got El Neni coming back, so I think if we had to just one, I'd just do goalkeeper, man. No one keeps talking about this.
Really?
Yeah. I had a good game against Body, man, but no, not for me, mate. No, just
I'm with you. I'm going to say this until he proves me wrong. Don't think Eddie Nketiah is good enough for Arsenal. I don't think he is. He can go.
Two starts and 2 goals.
I think.
Okay, it's Europa League.
I think he looks pretty confident. He looks confident. He hasn't been that time.
Yeah. I'm going to give him this. He looks better this season than he ever did. He looks hungry now. But until he proves me wrong, like Jesus proved me wrong, that I said he shouldn't come to Arsenal. I eat my words.
He's getting game time in the Europa League at the moment. He's got two from 2. So I can't complain with him at the moment. And every time he's come on so far, he's looked really, really threatening and dangerous, and he's done his job really, really well. So I've got no complaints with him.
Maybe
whether he's good enough to lead the line. If Jesus gets injured, and let's hope he doesn't, but we will see if he's good enough.
Okay.
I think he did a good job towards the end of last season, to be honest.
Yep.
Mm.
Cool. Quiz. Up next. Mal killed us all with the anagram. Was it a soft penalty?
What was it? Excellent.
Yeah, anagram Nicholas
Lord
Bentner.
Bentner.
Lord Bentner.
Mm.
Okay.
Right.
Go for it.
All three of the following players have played for both
Oh,
Arsenal and
good
Leeds.
question.
True or false?
I know
I know
two-
the John Lukic and in Nketiah.
Yeah,
The
not
guy
sure.
played for. Oh,
Who
True or
is he?
false?
Who's
no,
Luke
I know he
Ayling?
played. He played for Man United. I think Luke. I think I'll say false.
Sorry, can someone say, who's Luke Ayling? I'm going to be honest. Who is he?
Played for Leeds.
Luke Ayling.
Yeah.
He was. He's the Leeds right back, isn't he?
Okay. Do you play for Arsenal?
Well, that'd be
that's
telling,
a
wouldn't it?
All right.
I'm gonna say false. I don't know.
I'm going to say false. Yeah, I don't know who Luke Ayling is.
I know. I think he played for United.
True.
Yes.
John Lucas played this. I know.
Yeah, I know John. Yeah, Eddie.
Well,
Yeah.
you need to elaborate
That's
on that. I'm going to
true.
bring you. It's true.
That's question 2.
Oh no, man, you ruined it.
You ruined it now.
No,
Okay.
wrong question 2. Question 1 is the anagram.
No, question
Oh.
2 is
No.
John Lucas. But that's not what the question was. I think the graphics.
Oh, yeah,
came
that's not what the
True or
question
false?
is.
Oh man.
Oh,
The question
man.
was: did all three played? Did all three play for Arsenal at some
I'm
point?
going to Google it. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
Google it.
I
Luke
said
Ayling.
false though.
Luke Ayling is a product of. I think he got dropped, didn't he, by Arsenal Youth
This
Academy?
is
Is
John
it?
Lucas.
Yeah, I
this is
think
just a
so.
bit of.
Really? Yeah,
Back
career
of-
Arsenal, Yeovil Town.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Right. It's
The
true.
one that I'm not sure on
Ayling
was
played
Eddie
for
Nketiah.
No, Eddie
Um,
played for,
one game for Arsenal. Oh, okay.
Pretty sure he was Chelsea, wasn't he? So I think it's fault. The whole thing is false
oh,
based on Eddie. But,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
but John
it's
Lucas
true.
did. Luke Ayling did, but Eddie played for.
Yeah.
Hey, wait,
He played
no,
for
no.
Leeds on loan. He was on
Oh,
loan.
on
at
loan.
Leeds.
Yeah, he
I
did.
thought he did.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 seasons
Good
ago, I
point.
think.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
No,
true.
we
Okay.
said we said did all 3 play for them. I said I know John Lucas played and Eddie played, but I wasn't sure about John.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Luke
John
Ayling.
Lucas. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was the lead.
Okay. Question 3. We cleared
Right.
that up.
Anyway, what a mess that was. Next. Right, I won't tell you which European country I was born in, but while my father was Portuguese and my mother was Spanish, it wasn't in either of their home nations. I made my senior debut in 1993 and moved to Arsenal in 2000 on a £6 million transfer deal. I made my debut for the Gunners as a substitute against Sunderland and would score my first league goal against West Ham. Over my 6 seasons with the Arsenal, I would score 62 goals over 189 appearances, leaving somewhat acrimoniously for Villarreal in 2006. Who am I?
So when you get the answer, I want to go back to that 6 million. And when we get the answer,
Wait
you
a
tell me
minute.
how much do you think this player is worth today?
Scored a hat-trick against Southampton on the first match of our 49 unbeaten run.
Is it Peanut?
Yeah, I don't
No?
know.
Jermaine
Just
Peanut?
trying-
No? But
Two
Rafa
thousand-
Perez? No,
Is
it's
it,
93, man.
it's
No.
not-
I made my senior debut and I moved to Arsenal. It's Perez, man.
Yeah, it's Perez. At least I think it is.
Yeah, it's Perez. I mean, Jermaine Peanut scored the other hat-trick. We won 6-1 against Southampton.
He left acrimoniously. My
Yeah,
memory's
Champions League
gone.
final. They took him off Champions League final.
No, it took him off.
Mm. Yeah. It is.
Bobby Perez. What
Perez.
do you think? How much would you pay for him today? 60, 70?
He's a different type of player, wasn't he? He wasn't a pacey winger, was he? Which is what a lot of teams
Yeah.
go for these days. It was that
Hmm.
cut insides, and he had a great
But
shot,
now-
didn't he?
I mean, remember he won the European Championship in 2000, so his value, I don't know, 40, 45?
50 million, yeah, about 40, 50.
Yeah.
Well, look at
Also,
Nicholas Pepe 72 million. How much is Pepe?
yeah.
Let's not go there.
Okay.
Graphics team, we lost you there, so I don't know if you can redo your thing.
He's taking it away because
He's a graphics team.
Graphics team is going to be called into
Celebrate
the
Liverpool.
it's because we're going to look at the week ahead, and that includes a team from a horrible city up north.
Yep.
I went to university up in Leeds, man. So I've got a real bone to pick with them as well. Don't you? Yeah, me and Yorkshire people don't. Sorry, man, Alex.
Yeah, Leeds. It's the
See,
if the Armitage Shanks Arena is the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, then Leeds is the Armitage Shanks of the north.
I agree with Ashraf on the Bobby Perez value. He's up there. I mean, if we paid 72 for Pepe, I mean, Bobby Perez is something else, man.
Yeah, but remember, we got the best of Perez, I think. That's before he was hitting his prime, though. So.
Yeah, but how old is Nicholas Pepe? 24.
Oh, but come on, man. That was like, yeah, that was a.
Like you said, don't talk about it anymore. I'm sure we start paying off Pepe, eh?
There was some corruption going on there. We all know that. He got sacked.
Check it, Warren. Check it, what Warren is saying. 120 million.
120 million.
No, come on.
I mean, he was good, but I mean,
I think Warren. I think that's theory on the re-money. That one.
Yeah, which currency? Which currency? It's rand.
Zim dollars. Zim dollars. Okay, wait. Let me do this. I don't know what happened to the graphics team.
Is the graphics team dead?
I think he died. Yeah.
Is he load shedding?
Yeah, maybe load shedding. We just had it here. So
shedding his load.
Let me just see if I can go. Okay, so we're looking at the week ahead. We've got a Europa League against the team we played last week, right?
Yeah, Boda Glimt.
Form card, yeah. We play them on Thursday, and then we got Leeds.
Did anyone see any issues against Glimt? I mean, I think they'll come at us with everything they've got, personally.
Yeah.
They moved the City game, remember, because of the funeral. So we might play like City twice the end of, or in April, May. Well, I don't know when the reschedule is going to take place, but yeah, I don't know.
When are we playing them? Like the other fixture? Does anyone know?
We're supposed to.
No.
So in April, it's the end, I think. Somewhere.
It's not been rescheduled, has it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean who? City? You mean?
Yeah, the other.
The away game. You mean? Yeah. I don't know.
It's 26th of April.
Yeah, we're supposed to play them now the 20th, because we don't play next. Not this game week, the game week afterwards. So Man City and Arsenal's not playing. We had to play PSV because of the funeral. So they might move it to the end of the season, though. That's what the talk is all about.
We play Man City on the 26th. So if we're near the top of the league and we're still in it, we've got 2 games against them. That would be crazy.
I might even go to that as well. Fill up a seat.
It's going to be
carrying on.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Well, who else is going to fill the seat?
I love the way you come on a South African show and go, yeah, I'm going to that, by the way. And you can't.
We all know that there'll be empty seats in the stadium because it's City.
Even if they're going to win the league,
I wasn't trying to brag. I was just making a point that anyone could attend that fixture.
Okay. What's up next? Predictions, I'm assuming.
Yes. Leeds coming up.
Liverpool play City. Ooh, that's
yeah.
I'm actually hoping Liverpool can pull out something at Anfield. Just
do you think so? Do you think they will?
I think we all.
No.
No.
You never know. You never know.
No.
I think Haaland up against Van Dijk could be an interesting battle, but I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold up against anyone at the moment is
I think he's out though. Him and Diaz is out. I think
He might
That's what I
be,
heard.
yeah, because he got taken off,
He's
didn't he?
injured.
Yeah.
I think that's the only
Do
other
you,
exciting.
do you think he's really injured though, or do you think he just took him off because he was getting ruined?
Just to save him, just to save the embarrassment.
Maybe. I don't know.
Mm. Man United, Newcastle, that could be
I
an
was gonna-
interesting fixture.
I was going to say that's my pick for any apart from us. That's the one I'll be interested in because I think that'll tell us a lot about where Newcastle is, especially away from home. You know, if they can do well against Man U at Old Trafford, then I think they're going to be a threat this year. You know?
Oh, Diaz is out for 8 weeks.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Thanks, Ashra.
Yeah. Well, that's Liverpool done then, isn't it?
We need someone to ensure City don't go unbeaten. We might have to do the job ourselves, Ronnie. I can't see anybody beating them.
No, I'm struggling to see anyone beating them at the moment. But
And
No.
here's the thing.
the
I
players
don't
might
know.
get injured in the World Cup. You never know.
Yeah, I saw something, and I don't know if Pep really said it, but he said something to the tune is that they're not the best team in the country at the moment because he's a team above them.
Right.
No.
Don't buy that one.
Yep, he said they're not the best team in the country because they're not top of the league. There's a team above them, so they can't be the best team. And to a certain extent, he's right,
Yeah.
but no.
No, he's not right.
Right. Yeah, absolutely destroying everyone.
Okay, so I'm curious. What do you think will happen when we play them then? Say at home. Or do you think? I'm curious just to know. Do you think we can beat them or not at home?
I would love to play them now. I would love to play them now.
Me too.
The way we're playing,
Yeah.
it's going to be a different story when we play them whenever, because the injuries and all that. So
I get a feeling we'll end up playing them at a time when fixtures will start piling up.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Unless we've got a good depth in our squad, you know, and if we're still in the Europa League as well, we might have issues later on in the season.
and them in the Champions League, but they got two squads, I mean, two teams. So
And Haaland's not going to the World Cup, so
Yeah.
he gets a month off.
It'd be nice and fresh, won't he?
Who we got going to the World Cup? Saka, Xhaka, Partey. We got Gabriel.
Is he? Obviously.
Jesus, Gabriel,
Gabriel, Brazil. Is Martinelli going for Brazil?
Ramsdale will be going, won't he?
Yeah,
Probably
Ramsdale.
is.
He's in goal.
Ramsdale's going.
Ramsdale.
Basically, our whole team, man. It's our whole team.
I'm not sure if he'll take.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he'll take Ben White.
No, I don't think he's going to take
Maybe
Ben
not.
White. He's
No.
going to take Harry Maguire instead.
You can take him,
Will Eddie Nketiah go to the World Cup? Because wasn't there talk of him not for England, but wasn't there talk of him?
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria, sorry.
No. Anyway, we digress. We've got like 60 seconds left, and we've got a few things. Arsenal head-to-head with Leeds. We haven't
We've
lost
been battering him for a while now. So I'd like to change my predictions from 2-0.
It's
going to be much bigger.
Oh, we got 2
Leeds.
games. We got 2 games to.
I'll go 4-0 against Leeds.
Yeah. Guys, you can put your predictions in the chat. Don't forget that.
I'll go one. I'm going to go 1-0 against Boda, and I'm going to go 4-0 against Leeds. Right, go guys. George.
Okay.
I think we're going to start tiring. So I think we're going to be, say, 2-1 against Bodo. And I'm not sure about Leeds, because I think by then it'll be tiring. So let's keep it small. 2-1 the game. 2-1. 22. Who's put 22?
Neil?
I say Boda, we will win 3-0, and Leeds it will be 2-0.
I say Boda 1-1 draw, Leeds 5-0.
Ooh.
To Leeds.
Who's going to score then? Then get the hat-trick.
Luke Ayling.
Luke Ayling own goal. Martinelli 1, Saka 1. And
do you think he will rest a few players? It's time to rest. What do you think?
Against Leeds, no. He's going to rest them
No,
on Thursday.
just one or two.
No, he'll rest them on Thursday. I don't think he'll rest them in the Leeds. So.
Do you know, I've actually forgotten we got bloody FA Cup and League Cup as well, don't we? I mean, I
Yeah.
forgot about.
But they I mean,
Where are they
I can't see us fielding anyone for the FA Cup or the League Cup other than the reserve guys, to be honest.
Yeah.
I hope so. I really hope that none of our big players play. I mean, what's going to happen with the World Cup and the FA Cup? It's going to be a nightmare, isn't
Well,
it?
the FA Cup never usually starts until after
November.
Christmas anyway, doesn't it? Third round starts after Christmas, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It was
in January.
and it's normally never league games with FA Cup games, so
Yeah.
FA Cup is not a problem. League Cup is the issue, but you'll field the European team for that, and maybe even some more youngsters.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Okay, guys, don't forget to check out the predictor game on our website. There
Who's
is
leading that at the moment? Oh, my
There
down
we
in
go.
10th. Oh.
such an jeez. Hey, I moved up in the world. Woohoo! I didn't even
Yeah.
see that. Oh, Warren's also up there in the top 10. Well done. Graphics team is also up there. Wow. What happened to what's his name? Bevan. He fell off the face of the earth here.
Oh
Okay,
dear.
well done. So guys, check out the predictor game
Question:
on the website.
Who won our question of the day? By the way,
Question of the day goes out to Kingsley Colby for his question about the soft penalty. I think there was a nice discussion we had around that. So Kingsley, just reach out to Warren and collect your set of
set of glasses.
beer
isn't it?
glasses.
It's
Yeah,
a whole set.
it's whole set of 6. Yep. Well done, Kingsley.
Yeah, just a reminder
Awesome.
about the podcast. Check that out.
Yep.
And that wraps it up.
That wraps
Thanks
it up.
for coming on the show, George. Thanks, Neil. Always good to have you on the
Thanks.
show.
Always good to
Thanks
see
everyone for the comments as well. I appreciate all those coming in and the questions, etc. We will see you after the Leeds game next Monday.
Awesome. Okay.
you.
Cheers, everybody.
Have a great week, guys.
Have a great
Cheers.
week. See you
Okay,
next
bye.
week. Bye.